Hello and welcome to Forever Rugby on Forever Sport. And some breaking news as ETZEBETH has been named the 2022 South African Player of the Year. As all the awards were announced on this morning, and ETZEBETH sort of scooping the big prize. And he wins it after Siya actually won it the year before. And I genuinely think, we now even start talking about ETZEBETH as one of the all-time great Springboks. I think if you look at the last maybe sort of 4 to 5 years, you struggle to actually think of a period where he was just even average. We're talking about one of the most world-class locks out there, probably the best lock in the world right now, and somebody who just doesn't stop performing. And I think this has been a really big testament to how good he was last year, that every single, he played so many games, and week in, week out, day in, day out, he was just a different level. Before we talk about the rest of the awards, please do smash a like on the video. Please do subscribe to the channel as well. He capped off the perfect way to end the year where he brought up his 100th test. The year before, he actually narrowly lost out to Siya. So I think it was very overdue that he would win. The other finalists for the SRA Player of the Year were Kanya Kirkley Arendse and Siya and Frans Malherbe. In terms of the SA Rugby Young Player of the Year, it went to Kanan Moody, which I think is probably the right decision as well. Had a really good sort of rise with the Bulls towards the last stages of the URC, then came into the Springboks and had that dream debut and continued playing really well. The other finalists were Sasha Feinberg of Zulu, Jaden Hendrickse, Evan Ruiz, Henko van Wyk. I think probably Jaden Hendrickse, for me, would have been sort of the next one to go to. Evan Ruiz based on URC, obviously, but I think from a Springbok perspective, Jaden Hendrickse, really, I thought had a very good season last year. Springbok Women's Player of the Year had to be Nadine Ruiz. She's been phenomenal for both the 15s and as well as the 7s, and that whole sort of dual contract system I think is going to make a very big difference to our women's program. And Nadine Ruiz is a superstar in the make. 26 years old, really sort of coming into the peak of her powers. Was in a very good space last year. She edged out Lusanda Dunker, Aziza Hela, Zintle, Mapupa, and Apiwe Gwevu. The Springbok 7th Player of the Year is JC Pretorius, which is ironic because he's actually no longer playing in the 7th circuit. I've signed that deal with the Lions. And he beat out Salvin Davids and Zane Davids, so two very big players to beat. But JC Pretorius was just phenomenal last year. Impact player, always managed to sort of make a difference, always managed to change a game on an iPad. The Junior Springbok Player of the Year, Sasha Feinberg Zulu, was obviously the captain of the SA Under-20s last year. I think it's a pretty straightforward decision. He was just, especially that series against England overseas, he was a different level, and I think we all know that from a talent perspective, he is kind of a step above the rest. I think what we've also seen recently is that we need to be patient with him. We need to understand that it's not going to be, 5-star performances every single time. There will be a couple of times where he will struggle. He'll need to adjust. But we really need to back him because I think he is a world-class talent. Other finalists there were Suleiman Hartzenberg and Ruan Fenter. The Team of the Year was the DHL Stormers, winning the URC, the inaugural URC for the first time. They beat out the Pumas, who won the Currie Cup, as well as the Springboks. And Coach of the Year went to John Dobson, who then beat Jacques Nielba and Jimmy Stonehouse. Those sort of two awards are always quite close together. The Carling Currie Cup Premier Division Player of the Year goes to Sebastian de Klerk from the Pumas, and he beat fellow Pumas players Ville Engelbrecht and Devin Williams. The First Division Player of the Year was Jaywin Juries from the Darmstadt Griffins. He beat out Jaden Barron from the Cavaliers and Dwayne Pretorius from the Darmstadt Griffins as well. The Provincial Women's Player of the Year was Lusanda Dunker from the Border Ladies. This for me is my favorite award. The Outshines Referee of the Year, Amy Barrett-Turan, and I'm so glad that she's been recognized because I genuinely think she's been the best referee in the country for probably more than just 2022. I think she's. I don't understand how she's not getting more international games, more senior games, more men's games, because I think she is the best referee by a country mile. I think her communication is superb. I think she's got a really good rapport with the players. I think she really manages the game very well. And all the referees have their down for pitfalls. There's always going to be a bit of debate, but I think for me the best referees are ones who communicate very well. Who are consistent. Even if you're not necessarily agreeing with the, how harsh or how lenient they're being, consistency is key. And I think that she's consistent week in, week out. She communicates brilliantly with the players. You never caught not knowing what's going on. She always explains things very well, and you always kind of understand why she's making her decisions. And I really hope that I think she could be refereeing in the World Cup this year. I genuinely do. I don't think she'd be out of her depth at all. So I'm really excited to see what we're going to see from her in the coming months. And then obviously it's been mentioned, the URC Championship Player of the Year was Evan Rose. We knew that last year. Other players nominated were Lekanya, Marcel Garcia, Warwick Land, Ruel Nokia, and Vincent Chatuka. And those are the awards. Big congratulations to ETZEBETH. Let me know what you think about the other award winners down in the comments below. Please do smash a like on the video. Please do subscribe to the channel as well. Thank you very much for watching. My name is Steven. I'll chat to you soon.